Bonjour à tous. Aujourd'hui, je suis avec Bill Mannle, qui va venir en avril faire un atelier de constellation à Paris. Et c'est un facilitateur avec qui j'ai beaucoup travaillé aux États-Unis, à la fois en tant euh, que participante à ces cercles et aussi en tant qu'élève, et que j'aime beaucoup et que je vous recommande grandement de venir découvrir au mois d'avril. Et aujourd'hui, on va parler un peu donc de lui et puis de l'atelier qu'il propose à Paris en avril. Hi, Bill.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good morning. So I was wondering first, maybe you can just introduce a little bit who you are, your background, and how you came to constellations.
Sure, I'll be happy to. In the early 90s, I decided I was going through a divorce, was divorced, and I decided to go back to school. And I went into the marriage and family therapy program at a local university. And my professor found constellations in the mid 90s, and he started offering workshops. He actually was trained with Bert Hellinger when Bert had a training in New York. Um, and he started offering workshops in the early 2000s, and I started going, and we all pressured him, a bunch of us who knew him, when is he going to start a training? So I started training 20 years ago, believe it or not. That's hard to believe. So I come into constellations with already as a practicing psychotherapist in Gestalt and family systems. So just the family systems made a lot of sense, looking at multi-generational issues and how they get carried forward. Uh, and I've been involved with constellations ever since. It's kind of morphed into my work, I think, systemically in broader systemic terms now. And as you know, I've been offering workshops all over the world, literally. The pandemic slowed me down a little bit because um, of the issues and going in and out of countries and stuff. And I teach pretty much 2 or 3 times a year in outside of my own country. So that's how I got into constellations. And here at home, I do monthly evening workshops. I have one coming up next week, right down the street in my office. Um, and I periodically offer full day workshops as well.
Hmm. And have you ever taught, facilitated in Paris?
Have I ever what?
Facilitated in Paris?
No, Paris. I'm excited. I'm really excited
Oh,
about Paris. No, I've been. You see, I've been in Germany. I've been in Romania. Italy, Spain, but never in France teaching or facilitating in France,
oh, cool. So
let
that
alone Paris.
this is an exclusive, an
It's an
exclusive.
exclusive. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Cool. Me too. So the theme for the workshop that you picked up is how do you want to be loved? And I was wondering if you would want to talk to us a little bit about why you chose that theme and what that entails.
Sure, it really came out of a therapy session that I was working with a couple, and the question just popped into my head, and I asked, I think it was the man. I asked both of them actually. No, just off the top of my head. Well, how do you want to be loved? And what I noticed, and I put this in my notes in the text, they both stopped. It completely shut them down. And I think the woman, there was tears in her eyes, and the man he said, I've never been asked that question before. So I became interested in what unfolded. I mean, they started talking about what they wanted and what they needed, but I was really interested in that moment of pause. What happened in that moment? So then I asked myself, well, how can I turn this into a workshop? I wanted to turn it into a workshop. And I really love the theme. It's a broad theme. I think it's pretty inclusive because I think in certain times in our life, we do ask ourselves that, well, what do I want from a relationship? How do I want to be loved? And we don't sit with it enough. So I've done this workshop many places, and it opens up a door because what people bring to the workshop is their own what gets in the way of allowing the love, whether I'm carrying something from my system, my parents. I worked with a young woman recently, and I asked her that question. And again, she paused and got emotional. And then the next question was, are you allowed to be happier in love than your mother? And she said, no. So we did we did a constellation around that, holding on to something. And that's what the question does. I think it opens this space about what's getting in the way, something I may be doing or something that generationally I'm still carrying.
And so what if, somebody wants to come to the workshop, but they feel like, that's not the question that they're interested in, or they don't have anything to bring to that particular inquiry? Is it still, can they still come? Is it
Oh yeah,
still...
absolutely. I usually paint a canvas of as a theme just to create a space. But the truth of doing a workshop is any issue anyone wants to bring is totally fine.
Okay.
So the invitation to all you who are listening is come, whatever you're struggling with, we'll look at it. We'll look at it.
All right.
Okay.
Anything else that people should know before they come? Like how, what they should expect or what they should bring in themselves to the workshop?
Yeah, I always ask people just to show up. I mean, it's people who don't know the work. It's an experiential process, a phenomenological process. We use the group to represent issues, members of the family, usually members of the family, to open the door to see what you need to do next. What's the next step for you? But there's basically people don't have to prepare. There's no preparation, and in a way, I think that serves the field. It serves the container. Because it's organic, it's whatever is coming will just come.
Okay, wonderful. Well, it's in April 6th and 7th, and it will be in Paris, in the 18th arrondissement.
I'm excited.
And there's an early bird pricing until February 1st. Sorry, if you wanna save some bucks by signing up early to the workshop.
That would be great. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to having you.
I've already booked my plane ticket, so
So you're coming anyway.
I'm coming. I'm coming. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to being there and to being in Paris, in France, and just to be in that space. And I hope people will see it as an opportunity to, step into something new for them.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Bill.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate the time and you creating the space to do this. Thank you.
Of course. My pleasure.
Yeah.